100.9.
Alabama 1st and 10 on the 12. Again, Houston. He's got a hole. He's over. Alabama touchdown.
I'm just wondering if your listeners know how good a football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. Now, I believe I could have run behind you.
Martin, I can remember when we played in the summer, and you were playing fullback up there. And I saw you in the weight room and watched you work out in the weight room. And you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to fix it, and I learned that those things back. Biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9 on your radio dial. The Martin Houston Show fan page, Martin Houston Live broadcasting as well on Facebook and YouTube. Also at Martin Houston 35 on Twitter and Tide 109 on Facebook. You can find us in all of those great locations. We're ready to get things rolling. Want to invite you in. We got our guest coming up here in just a moment, but of course we're going to have some March Madness. We're going to do a quick jaunt around the capstone, and of course today's show we'll talk a little spring ball if time permits. It's now time for us to bring in our guest, Mr. Parker Lane, on the call. Good morning, Parker. How you doing, sir?
Good morning, Martin. I'm doing great.
Good. Well, good to see you. Well, we'll get things rolling with not a lot going on around the capstone, but we did have a couple games, so I'll let you kind of catch us up on what happened around the baseball, softball world on the capstone.
Sure. So loosely, you may or may not have noticed, traffic's been real nice. It's spring break, but there's not a lot happening right now.
And that's a blessing. I'm gonna tell you, spring break traffic in Tuscaloosa is a blessing. But
it's really nice. Unfortunately, you start to get too used to it. But
yeah,
softball team headed down to Southern Miss this week. Had a 1-1 series. Softball team struggling to get back on track. Still doing good. Still in a good position, but dropped a few in their last couple. And then men's baseball also went down to Southern Miss and couldn't hold on there. Went down 3-2. Just couldn't hold on down there at Southern Miss this week.
Yep. Hey, did you? We talked a little bit earlier. The Seminoles seem to have Alabama's number in one capacity as far as softball is concerned as well, and. As you say, they're struggling a little bit, but I wouldn't worry too much. I think that when you start off, 20 plus wins in a row, it's okay to have a bump in the road so that it gives you some stuff to work on. As Nick Saban's notoriously known for saying, he always learns more in the losses than in the wins. And in the softball and these other sports worlds, you can lose and grow. So we'll keep our eyes on those two. In terms of baseball, how is the baseball team as far as getting ready to head into SEC play and all of that? I know people seem to be excited about it. I don't follow baseball a lot till it gets a little deeper, but people seem to be excited about what's happening around the baseball world.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of excitement for this team, and you got to be honest with yourself about expectations. It's Alabama. It's a winning program, winning culture. You got a really young team. We've got to head into conference play. Martin, I wouldn't be surprised if you lose a few games. You probably shouldn't. You struggle on the road some. But I think this team's got a lot of potential. I think that once they get clicking on all cylinders, once they get real hot, I think that this team is going to be really good and can potentially make a pretty deep run in conference play.
Well, it'll be fun to see. I know that they have a lot of excitement, and it's been a while since there's been any excitement around baseball doing much of anything, from a true expectation standpoint. So we'll follow that. But if you just join us, we got Parker Lane on the call, and also before we get things going, Parker, I have to get back to what I do each and every day, and want to invite everybody to join us. If anyone has a call for Parker, you're welcome to join at 205-342-9904. That's the Taco Casa hotline. And I remind you that we get to do this each and every day, and this is the day that the Lord has made. So let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. All right. And Joe, please feel free to jump in here at any time. But man, the there is no tournament better named than the NCAA basketball March Madness. It didn't take very long for it to live up to its name, as yesterday happened. Let's kind of go through by by regions. Um, and I'll throw out a couple games. Did you? Let me ask you, how much basketball, first of all, did you get to watch yesterday?
Almost all of it.
Okay.
Again, spring break, I got some time off. I sat through just about every single game that I could.
All right. Well, of course, Gonzaga took care of Georgia State. Hey, I guess you could call it an upset. A lot of the 9 seeds were successful over the 8s, but getting down in the West bracket, we got New Mexico State coming out of the block swinging with the upset over Connecticut. What do you think about what happened there, and then also Arkansas and Vermont closing it out last night?
Man, I had a lot of faith in New Mexico State coming into this. My main bracket at home, I had them upsetting UConn. I wasn't really sure what we'd see out of UConn. And then, of course, the 5-12 seed curse. I think for the last 9 out of the last 10 March Madnesses, you've had a 12 seed upset a 5 seed. That was my pick for this year, and I got lucky. But I think that Arkansas, man, SEC ball, headed to a neutral site. They're a 4th seed. I think New Mexico State's going to struggle offensively to get something going here against the Razorbacks.
Hey, Joe. I said this to Parker off air. Has the NCAA started putting some legit 12 seeds out there? There is no. I told a guy yesterday, he was talking about his bracket, and I said, "I'm telling you, go ahead and just pick. Have a bracket that has 12s beating 5s. Do you see what I'm saying in terms of that? It happens way too often that's the matchup that the underdog wins way too consistently.
And I never understand why. It's definitely a legend, and you definitely hear about it, but I can't figure out why. And I think you might be right. You might be onto something there, Martin, about them stacking the boxes there against the 5 seeds.
Yeah, the 5 seeds go down on a regular basis. Arkansas did win, so Arkansas gets this move ahead, and we'll see what they do in terms of Parker with the 12 seed New Mexico State. But they look. I didn't get to see all of that game. I did get to see the second half. New Mexico State seemed to play really, really good ball. In the South, another lower seed winning yesterday. Michigan taking down Colorado State. Anything else out of that bracket that you saw that kind of jumped out at you?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I really like Colorado State winning their conference, coming in. Michigan they've been kind of cold coming in. I think I picked Colorado State, and Michigan just turned it around. They got their coach back after some controversy, so I think his presence for this team can't be understated. And I think if they weren't up against Tennessee, I think they'd have a legitimate shot at getting to the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite Eight.
It is Tennessee right now hanging their hat as the best SEC team. I know they won the tournament. They played really well down the stretch. Does Tennessee make the deepest run of all the SEC teams if you were picking today?
I don't know about deepest run. I think they're far and away the best team coming out of the Southeastern Conference. I mean, Longwood's not a high seed, but they weren't a pushover, and Tennessee had their way with them all game. It was Tennessee controlling that through and through. I think Tennessee can easily be a Final Four competitor if the cards fall in their favor easily.
Absolutely, and of course, then you have to go to the East bracket. You gotta love life. If I am so tired of people comparing John Calipari to Nick Saban. That should John Calipari has won in all of his guts and glory. He's won one championship. One.
Yeah, not a good look for a blue
Yeah.
blood program there for up in Kentucky, and that's a tough loss too. St. Peter, this is their first win in the NCAA tournament. They're moving on to the next round. I I hate to say it, Martin, but I think that this Eastern bracket is probably the softest of them all. I think I think Baylor or maybe even Texas or Purdue, I think they've got a real good shot and a real easy bracket up until that Elite Eight Final Four look over there in the East.
Well, think about this: St. Peter's or Murray State are going to what?
And one of them's at least going to the Sweet 16.
That's right. There you go.
Texas or Purdue or the Hokies. I think that's
yeah, because
guaranteed in March Madness, but I think that's easy street if you're the Longhorns or the Boilermakers.
Yeah. So unless they get now, I'm gonna tell you, St. Peter's, they were in control of that game over Kentucky the entire game. That wasn't a fluke win. They played some really good ball. So, all right. Well, hey, before we get out of here, let me get quickly to the last bracket. Of course, another upset. I don't think it was any other upsets coming out of that bracket. And then we wrap things up with the Midwest. They had, of course, another one of those dreaded 12 over 5s. Richmond over Iowa. And I think you said you had Iowa advancing, right?
I had Iowa going at least to the Sweet 16. I thought they were gonna bowl over Richmond, and then you're up against Providence or South Dakota State. I thought Iowa was a shoo-in to at least make the group of 32, but just couldn't hold on, and that's how it is sometimes. That's what happens when you have single elimination bracket like this. And basketball's hard to be consistent in. So
and with the right break, you can find yourself on a path to a Sweet 16 with one win going one way versus the other in the early round. Get your thoughts real quick on Alabama. Alabama taking on Notre Dame. You had them advancing. And did the overtime game lend itself to an easy Alabama, or did all the upsets that happened on yesterday make you a little nervous about Alabama?
Well, I don't think anything's written in stone for this team. For those that don't know, that game is going to be at 4:15 tonight. Alabama's a 4-point favorite. Look, Martin, I don't think anything is set in stone for this team at any given time. And I think they can either lose today or they can win it all.
Yeah.
In overtime, though, Notre Dame and the Scarlet Knight. I feel like Notre Dame is probably the better of those two teams, and that's probably a tougher matchup. But I think that if Alabama can watch the tape really well and learn a lot from that game, because you saw a lot from that game, I feel like they can come out on top tonight, no problem.
Yeah, with Alabama, I think the key is getting. I was going to say getting off to an early start. Let me rephrase that. Getting off to an early start in both halves. We have failed miserably at having a good. If we have a great first half, it's like we think the game's over. It's almost better for us to struggle in the first half, in the first half shooting well, and then of course come out in the second half off of that, the way we ended the first half. So as we get
for Northridge, calling games from Northridge, my analyst shout out to Chris Canterbury. He says it so well. You got to win the first 3 minutes of the half, and you got to win the last 3 minutes of the half. And if you can control that 6-minute period of each half, you can win any game.
Yeah, and that's the key. And unfortunately, Alabama is notorious for losing the first 10 minutes of the second half. Anyway, either way, I'll let you go here. Who you got? What you got Bama doing in the game?
I think they're going to come out on top. I don't think it's going to be particularly close unless we get complacent. I think Alabama is at least going to get to the Sweet 16 with the right mental state, right attitude. You got to go through Texas Tech, though, so that's tough. Got to watch out for that one.
Yeah, Texas Tech is gonna be a doozy. Hey, that's Parker Lane. Parker Lane on the call. You can find him on YouTube. And as we get ready to go to break here, we'll have Parker Lane on the call as he calls the Zane Denton home run against Southern Miss. Thanks, Parker. Appreciate you, man. We'll catch up with you next week.
Hey, thank you, Martin. I appreciate it.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
2 outs here in the first. Full count here for the third baseman. Imagine he's going to be looking for his pitch high inside. Oh, and he got all of that one. Left center. It's going. It's gone. Zane Denton home run. First score of the game.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no problems with the roadways except a lot of water. Strong thunderstorms are impacting portions of Tuscaloosa, Pickens, Greene, and Central Fayette County through 6:15 this morning. Please drive carefully. If you see conditions, give me a call. Townsend Nissan has an amazing selection of fuel-efficient vehicles. Go check them out. You'll save thousands. I'm Captain Ray.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacing batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination.
At BMW of Tuscaloosa, the complete lineup of the ultimate driving machine is at the heart of everything we do. But we're also much more. We're your go-to dealer for high-quality, dependable used cars, trucks, and SUVs, and your go-to dealer for quick, easy financing. Incomparable BMWs? We've got them. Quality used vehicles? We've got them. Affordable payment plans? We've got them. BMW of Tuscaloosa's commitment to you in 22 is to be your go-to auto dealer. Skyland Boulevard, Tuscaloosa.
20,000 bonus points, 18.99% variable APR, and a $32 statement credit when you spend $200 before your dog's 8th birthday.
Credit card ads have all sorts of numbers, but they mean nothing to you if you don't get approved. So here's Credit Karma's number, 66. Like members who shop on Credit Karma get approved 66% more often than the national average. Now that's a number you can rely on. Credit Karma. Apply with Karma confidence.
Member approval, 2021, 66% higher than 2020 CFPB national average.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Want your biggest possible tax refund this year? Jackson Hewitt and Walmart have an offer you won't want to miss. Your Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will prepare your federal return for as little as $59 and no more than $179. Taxes done where you shop. Your biggest federal refund guaranteed for no more than $179. Stop by Jackson Hewitt in any participating Walmart store today because this offer won't last. Terms apply.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Rain and strong storms passing through this morning. Another round of thunderstorms will likely form later today and this evening. Those storms could be severe. The high today 74. Clearing late tonight, the low 46. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, the high 67. I'm James Pham of the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 61 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Scott Smith and Sophomart Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit them online at sophmartdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9. It is Friday, and it is March Madness. Wide open after day one of the full tournament. Of course, the craziness started even before that with the play-in, but the first four, you got to love March Madness because it is the one where if you in, you can win. If you don't get in, you can't win. But they were able to several teams able to make a little noise. Joe, Joe, I guess my first question to you right off the bat is, what did you think of day one?
I thought day one was a lot of fun. It was a lot of chalk, really. For Gonzaga for sure, taking care of business. But I thought it was a lot of fun. You watched. You watched. I basically watched all the games that were on CBS. So I kind of stuck it to that channel. So I saw Kentucky lose. I saw the Murray State game, which ended up being a really good game at the very end of the night. It was a lot of fun to watch tournament time yesterday. Get it going. And Martin, I'll throw it back to you. Just a question: would you, when you're filling out your bracket, would you rather have your bracket be correct, or would you rather have would you rather enjoy upsets like we enjoyed watching Kentucky go down yesterday?
Oh man, I didn't do a bracket this year, and so, but either way, I love seeing the upsets, man. I love because as talking heads, Joe, I throw myself into that category. We think we know and we watch. And as you watch those games, I love the Hollowell, the coach from St. Peter's. Did you see his interview after the game, Joe?
He said you only have to be better on one night.
He said you only have to be better on one night, and then they asked him something. She asked him something about his players. And he said, "Oh, my guys think they can play at Kentucky." And then he held up his hand and he said, "Think." And he was just being real. He understands what happened last night. He understands that clearly the more talented team, more talented players were on Kentucky's team. But man, they had a game plan that they executed to perfection. Did you watch any of the analytical analysis by the guys after that game with Ken and Charles and the crew? The one of the sweet things I saw in that game. I love I love Kenny's breakdown of the St. Peter's offense, and and it was interesting to listen to Charles. Charles sometimes, when you listen to him, he double talks and things like that. But uh, he showed in their offense where he called it a flex offense. That St. Peter's run, and they have their guard start down like he's going to run one of these loops around to set a play off of the pick. He goes down and then he pops back up top. And they ran that several times during the game. They ran it every time they needed a big bucket, actually. And he delivered in at the end of the game, and he delivered in overtime with the big three off of that one play. So it was a very interesting a call. And what I love is Charles said, "Well, that wasn't great offense. It was great. It was poor defense." Well, let me ask you this, Joe. Um, doesn't sometimes your execution of your play, isn't that what leads to poor defense?
Yeah, I mean, if you're running your set so well that the other team can't keep up with it, then I mean, you got to give credit to the offense.
Yeah. I mean, it was just interesting. I was like, and then, of course, like I said, I love listening to Charles because you never know what he's gonna say. And he said, yeah, they just that was just poor defense, and he said, not taking anything away from St. Peter's, they outplayed Kentucky. Okay, Charles, was it poor defense or was it great execution on the offense? And I think that's that because to me, I watched that entire game and they were in control. That was not like they had a couple big runs. They maintained that entire um, uh, game, and you just kind of felt like Kentucky was getting tighter and tighter and tighter, Joe. And in the overtime, it showed up on the free throw line. I think Kentucky missed five free throws, 5, 6 free throws, which changed the end of the game. And what you call it was like 9 for 10 or 9 for 11, I think, in or something like that. But big time win. Any other games jump out to you during this first round, Joe, that kind of made you go, okay, this is going to be an interesting tournament other than all the SEC fans. I got people texting me, a couple people on here. We got Blind Squirrel Sports is a new listener, Joe. He's a Georgia fan, but he listens to us every morning. He said, the dog in me always loves to see the Cats get bounced. Kentucky, and he put lost, LAWST, all caps, y'all. What a beautiful 3-word sentence. so, but any other games other than that Kentucky game jump out at you?
That was the main one that I had paid attention to yesterday to enjoy. So I watched Colorado State and Michigan was the first one, and it seems like they transitioned into I can't remember what they transitioned to, but then I saw that Kentucky game. But I'm just looking forward to seeing what Alabama does today. I think that's going to be what most of our focus is on about 3 o'clock today. Seeing Alabama come out with their hair on fire, come out with some energy and some focus. We'll see. I'm not feeling too confident.
Yeah, we'll get to that Alabama game when we come back from break. As we get ready to go to break here, does Tennessee make the deepest run from the SEC, and how deep you got them going?
No, well, I had Alabama going to the Elite Eight, and I have two brackets, and I've got two picks really. Uh, no, I think Tennessee's got a great shot. They're playing well. They're playing probably the best basketball of anyone in the SEC right now, and obviously took care of business big time yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what you see out of a program. Come out and handle your first round game. Don't let a smaller school feel like they have a chance, and that's what the opposite of what Kentucky did. They allowed the small school to think that they had a chance, and by the time that it was crunch time, well, they did have a chance. So Alabama really needs to kind of look at both of those teams, and draw some inspiration from the Tennessee Vols.
Yeah, I watched the Arkansas Vermont game till my eyes shut on me. But I saw that Arkansas was able to hold on. I didn't get to catch the end of that game, but that was another one. Vermont came out early, got confidence, and they made them have to play, the full 40 minutes. So, and I think that does. I really do think, Joe, the grind of the tournament sometimes determines the tournament, if that makes sense. based on how hard some of these higher seeds have to play these early games, I think it determines whether or not they're able to finish off against a really good team that may have had an easier path to get there. So Tennessee handling business, getting their guys, the lights, glitz, and glamour out of the way, and also not having to play their guys, that full 40-minute grind like some of the other teams did. I think it pays dividends. So I am looking forward to this Arkansas-New Mexico State game to see if New Mexico State legit or not, and of course waiting on them. Do you think there's any chance Memphis pulls it all together and upsets Gonzaga?
Oh, no way. No. Gonzaga is playing a very, very good basketball.
Yeah. It's still, Joe, when we're going to get to Alabama, it's still hard for me to think we played that team. I mean, and they were playing well when we beat them. That we beat that team, and then we lost to Georgia. So coming back on the other side, what will it take for this Bama team to advance past Notre Dame? And then, of course, we're going to be pulling for Montana State, right? So we'll talk about that and more right here on the Martin Houston Show on Tide 100.9.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no wrecks, but a lot of heavy rain over the area, so slow down, wipers and lights on, and just be careful. Reports of some power outages in Northport. If you see conditions, please give me a call. Townsend Nissan has an amazing selection of fuel-efficient vehicles. Go check them out. You'll save thousands. I'm Captain Ray.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, Overflow Express Wash. Their mission is to provide great customer service with a showroom clean car and an exceptional customer service experience. They have the basic car wash that starts at $7, but you need to check out the premium wash packages, which start as low as $12 and go up to $20. They also have a membership wash club that you can get for starting at $23.99, going up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be one of the great members of Overflow Express Wash. My family and I keep our cars looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them online at overflowexpresswash.com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/offer. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/offer. That's ZipRecruiter.com/offer. ZipRecruiter.com/offer.
Nick Saban calls it the process. John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on it. And Coach Wooden said it's what you learn after you think you know it all that makes the difference. What am I talking about? Leadership and personal development. Is your organization, your school, your church, your family, are they receiving the proper level of leadership development and personal development? If not, the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring can help you with that. We have our pep talks, which is a 1 to 1.5 hour lunch and learn, which we can customize to meet your needs, or we have some topics that we present that we know can help your organization. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring and coaching, we can also assist you with that. Visit peptalks35.com, that's peptalks35.com, or send an email to martin@martinhouston.com. Martin.org. That's the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
All right, Martin, you got Pat on hold. Back into
All right, welcome back in to the Martin Houston Show. We do this each and every day. We want to thank the great folks over at Alabama One. Find them online at alabama1.org. Right now, they got a great promotions going on. Slow down your interest rates on either via credit card balance transfer at no fee, or you can get that home equity line of credit with rates starting as low as 3%, no origination fee or closing costs. And on that credit card, guess what? You can get up to 6 months with zero interest rates. Also, there's a special program. If you go to alabama1.org, there's a free virtual lunch. It's Gen Talk is the name of the program. It's March 29th. Faith outside the walls, my life, my job, my career. And it's just talking about how people have incorporated their faith walk into those various areas of life. And one of those speakers is my daughter, Morgan Houston. So I want to give her a shout out. You can register. It's a free luncheon, virtual luncheon at alabama1.org. All right, Joe, you kind of you kind of got me thinking a little bit with your question of me earlier, as well as CJ Watson saying, I was talking about, is Tennessee going to advance the farthest of any of the SEC teams? And you have to understand, CJ Watson would record the I Hate Tennessee video and nail it. I mean, the puke orange and they low down, all of that. I hate Tennessee. That's C.J. Watson he's on steroids on that guy, and he put, I'm ashamed how far I have Tennessee going in my bracket. So to combine that thought and what you ask me, I'm asking our listeners right now, would you rather see a busted bracket or a successful bracket that has your arch enemy advancing? For example, for us Alabama folks, Auburn in the Final Four, or a solid bracket and a solid bracket, or them upset in the round of 64 or 32. So we're gonna let people think on that for a second, Joe. And while we do that, we're gonna ask Pat to join us. Pat, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, sir?
My question is, are there any perfect brackets left? Tennessee, not Tennessee, but Kentucky losing. It couldn't happen to a bunch of pagans.
The only people that have a perfect bracket, perfect bracket today is those who have many brackets, and they just kind of pick some crazies and the St. Peter's fans that picked them to beat them. I have not seen, Joe. Have you seen? Well, they had two brackets. They're not telling anybody they had Kentucky advancing, Pat, but because they had two brackets. It's just like I guarantee you there are more Alabama fans with dual brackets that have Alabama losing in round one. There's as many brackets that have Alabama losing in round one as has Alabama making it to the elite. The Sweet 16. I would be willing to bet.
I just can't believe that Alabama's going to lose in the. But I mean, they've lost so many games to people that they shouldn't be losing to. I mean, it's time. Law averages has got to come into place sooner or later, Martin.
Well, that's what we're all hoping for, Pat. We're hoping that Alabama's got all of those anomalies of inconsistency over with. And I think, I guess, let me ask you, Pat, and Joe, you can come in on this as well. I mean, does the season that we've had actually make you more anxious and excited to watch this game than it would have been if we had maybe been consistent all year? Is it making you make plans to make sure you're available at tip off today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you.
All right. Hey, I want to talk about yesterday about how Hank seemed to be booming about Alabama as he was talking. I don't know if he just clickbait or what, but he got me kind of excited about that Alabama, about Coach Saban really, really stepping up the recruiting process. And thank you for asking my question about tight end. And I mean, I'm getting excited, Martin.
Yeah, well,
About this class, 2023 class.
Well, I mean, we only have a couple guys committed, but it seems that Alabama's in on all the guys they want to be in on at this point, and not just in on guys that we want. It's like there's a lot of guys who have committed. Hank kept saying, "Well, he's committed here, but he's still coming to see Alabama. He's committed here, and he's been to Alabama this many times." So I thought that was an interesting, scenario that has Saban finally trained up enough people, uh, Pat, that they're out there recruiting and doing some of the legwork that he used to do for them. Now he's just gonna let them bring the guys to the table and then he recruit them. I mean, that's what it sounded like yesterday.
Coach Saban is the great closer. I mean, if you're going to sell real estate, if you're going to sell anything, you want Coach Saban closing it. And I mean, he is the great closer. And I mean, I'm just so excited that, and hey, whatever happens with basketball, it happens. I mean, but hey, we got to understand that this bell cow that is Alabama football, hey, is not going to disappoint.
Yeah.
All right. Have yourself a great weekend. This is a bad storm. My dog is up around my neck.
All right. Take care, Pat. All
Have a
right.
good one. Bye-bye.
All right. Joe, I'll as we were talking there, I'll let you answer the excitement question, then we'll come back and get everybody's comments and thoughts on the busted bracket scenario. But has this season made this a much more anticipated matchup? I mean, it's like, okay, what is this team gonna do? I mean, as I say, waiting with bated breath on what this team, which one's gonna show up, and they make you have to watch the entirety of every game.
Yeah, Martin. They certainly make you watch the entirety of every game, and I'm sorry, but I'm not excited. I'm kind of hate watching the team at this point. I want them to win because I pull for them, but they've sucked out a lot of my joy. Watching a lot of the turnovers and just we've talked about whether they want to be there or not, whether they want to be playing for Alabama or not. We've talked about a lot of things that have gone on with this team, and maybe I'm just a sourpuss fan. I'm going to be watching. I'm certainly going to be watching today from 3:15 until the final buzzer. You can bet on that. But am I excited? Not really. I'm more so just kind of like I'm kind of anxious and anticipating, wondering what kind of energy and effort we get. If we get a good effort, then I can tap into my excitement pretty quickly. If we got good effort going and we're making shots, I think I've just kind of locked up my excitement into nerves and into don't expect too much. Or you'll get disappointed.
Hey, Joe, I'm putting my heart on the shelf until 5 minutes is gone in the second half. I'm not going all in. I'm not going all in until no matter what we look like. I'm not going all in on this team until it's 5 minutes gone in the second half. I have watched too many games this year where it's like, yes, we got it. We got the effort. We got the energy. We're good. We're up by 10. We're up by 12. We're up by 3. We're up by 1. We're down by 5. We're down by So I'm gonna save my excitement. I'm looking forward to the game because, like you said, this team is one of those that could make a deep run or be at home flying back out this afternoon tonight. So we'll watch that. And hey, like I said, I want to check out. We're gonna come back. I want to get your thoughts on the busted bracket versus your arch enemy. What you have to say there as well. Hey, listen, if you want to comment, the phone lines are open 205-342-9904.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no wrecks, but a lot of heavy rain over the area, so slow down, wipers and lights on, and just be careful. Reports of some power outages in Northport. If you see conditions, please give me a call. Townsend Nissan has an amazing selection of fuel-efficient vehicles. Go check them out. You'll save thousands. I'm Captain Ray.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa thread. Good Friday morning. They used to be called electrical storms, and that's a pretty good description of what's going on across West Alabama at this hour. That thunder you're hearing is being accompanied by lightning streaks across the sky and cloud-to-ground lightning. Depending on the impact this warning storms has on instability, there could be a second more significant round of severe weather this afternoon. Operation Stormwatch will keep you updated. Click TuscaloosaThread.com for more local news, sports, and weather coverage. It's free. I'm Don Merkley, Townsboro Media, Tuscaloosa.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about Tuscaloosa Custom Carving. If you're looking for a way to add value to your home, make your flower beds pop, make your landscaping stand out from your neighbors, then Tuscaloosa Custom Curving can help you do just that. They have numerous styles, but they feature the Moroccan Stone Curve series, which includes 4 great styles and unlimited color choices. That's Tuscaloosa Custom Curving. They are the one that can help you stand out from your neighbors. Tuscaloosa Custom Curving, 205-331-6823. You may also find yourself with the need for a custom size stone or custom shaped stone. Then Tuscaloosa Custom Carving can help with that as well. Paul Fuller and his team are waiting on your call right now for that free quote. And if you tell them that Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show told you to stop by, you'll get a big discount. So call Tuscaloosa Custom Carving at 205-331-6823 or visit them online at Tuscaloosa Custom Carving, LLC.
The deals are blooming at the JCPenney Spring Sale, starting with an array of doorbusters while they last, like men's and women's jeans from A&A and St. John's Bay. Select styles and washes, just $21.99. And Linden Street Performance bath towels in all your favorite colors, only $5.99. Or use your coupon to save an extra 20% across the store. Spring's back, and so are the savings. JCPenney offers valid 3/7 to 3/23. Some exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details. Doorbusters exclude from coupons.
What is the Townsend Nissan difference? Pricing is made easy, payments and finance options are made easy, and your trade-in value is very easy here at Townsend Nissan. No games, no gimmicks, just a super easy at-home buying experience right here at Townsend Nissan. And with pre-owned vehicles starting at $14,995 and all pre-owned units are clearly priced, your total shopping experience will be easy here in a safe and secure environment versus those big city dealers. And the funnest part will be deciding which Townsend Nissan vehicle you would take home today.
The deals are blooming at the JCPenney Spring Sale. Shop an array of doorbusters while they last, or use your coupon to save an extra 20% across the store. The deals are blooming at the JCPenney Spring Sale.
Want your biggest possible tax refund this year? Jackson Hewitt and Walmart have an offer you won't want to miss. Your Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will prepare your federal return for as little as $59 and no more than $179. Tax is done where you shop. Your biggest federal refund guaranteed for no more than $179. Stop by Jackson Hewitt in any participating Walmart store today because this offer won't last. Terms apply.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. It's the Alabama One Insurance 2-Minute Warning. Alabama One Insurance, AlabamaOneInsurance.com. Review your policy, reduce your premium, and relax knowing you're properly covered. Your one source for all your insurance needs. That's Alabama One Insurance. It's now time for our 2-minute warning. AlabamaOneInsurance.com. All right, Joe. Let me read a couple comments we have from the busted bracket versus your arch enemy advancing in a successful bracket. Blind Squirrel Sports says, busted bracket. I hate Auburn. He also was the one that said that Kentucky lost is is a beautiful Kentucky loss, y'all, is a beautiful 3-word sentence. CJ Watson saying that he shed a tear every time he had to write Tennessee down, advancing deeper into the tournament. Said that he, in all caps, busted bracket 100%. Blind Squirrel also said, this is serious business here. I know the Bible says I'm not supposed to hate anyone, but that orange and blue and white leads me to sin. So, several people there. CJ Watson saying, even though I didn't want to, I stuck with my prediction. No, I'm sorry. Regarding Alabama, he said he stuck to his prediction that Alabama advances to the Elite Eight. All right, Joe. What's your response to that question? Busted bracket or successful bracket that has your arch enemy advancing? For example, Auburn in the Final Four, and you got a solid bracket, or have them get beat in the round of 64-32, and it just busts your bracket wide open.
Oh, I want to have the busted bracket for sure. Because what does it really mean for me to have a nice bracket, Martin? I mean, I might spend $50 in an office pool. I'm going to have a whole lot more fun watching Auburn go down and be able to hold that over their heads. You think about Kentucky this year? We've got a couple of callers who are Kentucky fans throughout the day. I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to say today. I'll take the busted bracket.
Yeah, I think everybody's taking the busted bracket. CJ Watson, I'm ashamed of how far I also have Auburn advancing too, but I have them losing to Kansas in the Elite Eight.
I think CJ Watson needs to have his fan card revoked.
He
put on suspension.
Yeah, but we're gonna. Hey, if all his teams, if Tennessee and Auburn make it deep, we're gonna put CJ. CJ, we're gonna put you on a 1-week suspension. Just kidding, but seriously, he said, I think this may be true about Auburn. He said, I think they peaked around mid-February. They've lost several games on the road. Three of their last 3 true road games they lost to end the season. So it'll be interesting to see. And then, of course, they got bounced in the tournament. So which one's more likely, Joe? Alabama advancing, getting bounced today. Not more likely. I'm sorry. Which one do you think is more likely to happen? Alabama getting bounced today, or the Auburn Tigers getting upset by Jacksonville?
No, Alabama getting bounced today.
But which one are you pulling for, Joe? I got to check your card, Joe. Which one are you pulling for?
I'm pulling for Jacksonville State. Go Gamecock.
What with Joe? How sweet would a Jacksonville, considering the season Auburn had? How sweet! What would that rank in your not wins, but your sports moments as far as the warm and fuzzy you get when you think about great sports stories?
Only if Alabama wins as well, because an Alabama loss will dampen any sweetness I would take away from that. But if Alabama wins as well, I'll be celebrating all weekend long.
Yeah, that would be a big time thing. What else you got going on? What else you got? Any other games you're going to be tuned into today, Joe? That has your attention.
Well, let's see. Let's look through the schedule here. What's on tap for the tournament today? I know if you're not interested in basketball, Alabama, as I pull this up, Alabama softball takes on Kentucky tonight. Is their continuing their SEC season? All right, here we go. So again, You're starting with Loyola, Chicago, and Ohio State. I'm going to say an upset right there. Loyola, Chicago keeps that going. Then Jacksonville State, we just touched on that. Montana State, Texas Tech, Yale and Purdue, Delaware, Villanova. I'm interested in Virginia Tech and Texas at 3:30. I think that's going to be a really good game. Virginia Tech going to the ACC championship and losing. Texas with high expectations as well. I'm looking forward to the next game after that, UTC in Illinois, just from Chattanooga hometown to see them with their big buzzer beater to get into the tournament. So we'll see if they can keep their magical season going. Looking forward to UAB Houston tonight at 8:20. Go Blazers! We'll see if Andy Kennedy can continue continue good vibes for the state. And that's really all the bigger matchups I'm looking. About 3 or 4 today. I'm interested in Alabama, Chattanooga, Illinois, Virginia Tech, and Texas, and UAB and Houston are probably the games I'm paying attention to the closest.
Hey, and this is something that as we watch, and we'll have more. But I've been meaning to ask you this probably for a month regarding the 3 coaches at UAB, Auburn, and Alabama. Is there 3 better coaches potentially right now running in a state if you take the top 3 programs out of that state?
Well, the only state that popped off the top of my head would be North Carolina, but
right,
that's because they have so many great universities in that state.
But
But
from a coach standpoint, I think they have better teams.
Right.
But do they have? I mean, if you had to, would you take the 3 Alabama guys and go there, or bring those 3 guys here?
Well, right now I'm sticking with our Alabama guys for sure. You look at Pearl, Final Four coach, Andy Kennedy did okay at Ole Miss. He's doing well at UAB, and I'm loving Nate Oates, so I'm going to take the Alabama 3.
Yeah, I that's just been a question that I've thought as I watched that, and technically we could have 3 guys after today. Alabama could have 3 coaches in. We got a couple chances to have 3 coaches. Of course, if Jacksonville State were to upset Auburn, we'd still have 3 coaches from the state of Alabama into the round of 32. So we'll watch those 3 guys, see if they're able to win today. I got the Alabama Crimson Tide taking care of business against Notre Dame. I think Alabama, win or not, I think they did get a break with the double overtime game against Notre Dame. I think it throws them off. Alabama comes out ready to play. I'm going to believe Nate Oates one last time this year without having my heart ripped out that they're more focused than they've been. But I'm okay with everybody else's bracket being busted other than that one. Hey, you've been listening to the Martin Houston Show. That was Joe Gaither. Earlier in the program, we had Parker Lane on the call, and we'll be back here on Monday to talk more March Madness. Hopefully, we won't be one of the side stories in that. Thanks for listening to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. And remember this, trust in the Lord always. May not you don't understand, always acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Roll Tide. Thanks to all the callers, listeners, viewers, chatters, and thank you, Mr. Joe. Have a great day. Roll Tide, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9.
Thanks, Martin. Have a great day. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Joe. Same to you.